There we go. Welcome everybody to another live stream of our Meet the Vreedom Team series. My name is June Fuchs. I'm the founder and CEO of Freedom Quest, and I welcome you into this beautiful little live stream today. Today we're going to meet another very special member of our team, Omar Aragon. But before I'm bringing him on, I just want to introduce you a little bit to the Freedom Quest and what we're all about, because you may not know yet. You may do, you may not, depending on how much of our live streams or of our website you have already seen, right? So the Freedom Quest, it is the quest to veganize over 50% by over 50% of all humans on planet Earth by 2030. That's the mission, that's the quest. And everything that we do within the quest moves our world, our community towards that. The main thing that we believe in is education. We believe education is the key for us, especially as vegans and as vegan activists, to move forward and to become more impactful, to become more inspiring, and to influence the people around us to become vegan faster. And so, yeah, our platform is already online. We're having an online education platform with a series of courses that are designed to revolutionize vegan activism, which in other words means to help you find your vegan zone of brilliance. Your vegan zone of brilliance is a combination of your talents, your skills, your passions, your uniqueness, your quirks, and your natural given interests. So we're looking to help you find your vegan zone of brilliance and bring that into activism, into a shape or form of vegan advocacy. Because a lot of vegans out there are kind of like struggling. They want to change the world. They're like doing some activism. They might get frustrated, might get angry, might burn out. And we're here to help you not go that route. We're here to help you and teach you different skills that you can use as a vegan in this world to help inspire the people around you to go vegan, which includes online blogging. It can include social media activism. It also includes public speaking, online and offline. It includes ways for you to manage your mental and emotional well-being before you go out and do street outreach or big demonstrations and stuff like that. So that's what we're all about. If you want to know more, go ahead and check us out at thefreedomquest.com. And that's all that I wanted to share. So without any further ado, let me welcome our wonderful multimedia designer, Omar. Hey, Omar, how are you
Hi,
doing?
thank you. Nice. Thank you, June, starting for allowing me to express on this platform. Everything's fine,
Yeah,
going well.
yeah, it's exciting to do these series, especially not only for me, but also for us as a team to A, get to know each other better,
For
and B,
sure.
for everybody on social media to get to know us better, the people behind this wonderful quest. So I remember you and I, we connected, as well as your wonderful partner, Miriam, who's also been
Yes.
interviewed on our series already. Everybody
hmm
who's tuning in, actually, I'm curious, where are you from? Everybody who's watching live? And B, have you seen the previous interviews? Have you seen the interview with Miriam, for example? I know that sometimes the comments are not coming through here on StreamYard super quick.
hmm
So just put them in now, dear watchers and listeners, and then we'll get back to them later. Omar, oh,
Yes.
how cool is it to have you? Um,
Yeah, the same.
yeah, it's so sweet because I remember the first moment we met, this enthusiasm for design and for art was there and very alive in both of us. I studied graphic design, and you are passionate about multimedia design from every corner and perspective imaginable. So after
hmm
talking to you a couple of times, I was like, I need him in my team. We need to have someone
Oh,
like you in our team.
cute. Thank you.
Right? So do
Yes.
you want to share with us a little bit about like what your work is like? Like I know that you
Sure.
work with vegan and ethical businesses, but before I dive into your personal history, I kind of want to have a look and feel at where you come from with multimedia design, what your story is with that.
Okay. As a multimedia designer, after having completed diploma in an academy in Switzerland, in Bern, I have been working as a freelancer since 2008. I have created, made art, various art exhibitions, and now this is another kind of art, leaving a few words here through the conversation. I would even like to add something here as a compliment to some of the comments that Miriam left during her podcast. She and I had the opportunity to work and manage volunteers in a tropical area, specifically construction and permaculture activities. We are really proud to have been the pioneers host of an internationally renowned platform, which is currently very active in many countries, but this has changed, and now I'm on this platform collaborating and implementing together with you some of my favorite skills.
Yeah, I mean, I remember how Miriam was talking about these retreats and these basically healing spaces that you were co-creating, like she with her skills as a chef and as a healing worker, and you as well with your skills as a designer, as an artist. And
Yes.
Since 2008, you've been freelancing. That's a long
Yes.
time, right?
Yes, it's a long time.
So your website is called VegWorks. We'll link that later
Vegworks.
on, right?
Okay.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about how VegWorks has developed, how that has taken shape? Like
I
what's the
think, yes, sure. I think it's really easy to explain because I started at first. I had like a project. It was called it's Media. That was starting 2007, I think so. And when I started to taking more care of my the way I was eating, then I complemented my work with my health, and then I started to study the name what I was looking to choose for my business, and then I decided to take this word, big words, what it means, versatile, gentle works, but it could be interpreted for sure in all ways, like big from veganism, and yeah, since 2008, I started with this company, and it's still on the road.
It's so powerful. I remember my current business coach, Shane, always saying if a company exists for more than 10 years, you're one of the
Yes.
fewest, because a lot of companies just don't make it beyond that timeline. They fail at some point, they go bankrupt, or
Mm-hmm.
people lose hope or lose vision. And with
Mm-hmm.
you, that's not the case. And with the Freedom Quest, it won't be either.
Hopefully, no, no. I mean, we are
No,
here all
no.
together to work.
No, it will not. I mean, we just started out properly with the Freedom Quest. The platform launched 2.5 weeks ago. We're currently having an early bird launch, so not all of the courses are online just yet. But the free, I think you and I, we connected maybe four-ish months ago, 5.
In April, starting April,
Yeah,
beginning of April. Yeah.
yeah, still very recent, right? So like there's a
Yes.
lot of things moving and shaping on this end. Like what I'm also curious about, you said in 2008 you started with this company and you were your own boss, you were a freelancer. Um,
Yes.
what's the link to like veganism with that for you? Like how did veganism come into your life? Was that parallel to it, or
Yeah.
like where did your vegan journey start?
Yes, I will talk a little bit about also in November 2014. Um, I started. Also, I managed to convince my wife to continue eating only plant-based, and it was an uphill struggle, and I'm glad I did. I remember the 90s when sometimes my brother and I had gone with some friends to eat hamburgers. They were perplexed when I only ordered the content with vegetables and no meat. Let's say that was the veggie burger, and it only happened a couple of times, but enough to start looking for better ways to eat. Then for long periods, I was eating plant-based, and very occasionally I have grabbed a cheese, parmesan, uh, with mango chutney. I realized that the mango flavor prominated in the taste, and so it was pretty easy for me to stay vegan in the early 2000s, and as well connecting this style of life with my work, what everything what I am doing, and offering services, especially for companies who were who are aware to the environment, and especially with veganism. When I meet somebody who was telling me, hey, I am vegan and I'm opening this business, or I want to make this logo for that or that, please let me work with you. Let me make your corporate identity. Let's start on it. So,
Do you remember like the first vegan client that you had?
um, yes, yes. One of them is a woman. She has an amazing business in Switzerland, and another one is that is for me really strong, because it was only the logo for a company who is training dogs, especially, and I mean it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience if you know that you are doing something for a lot of animals like dogs, and there was only a beautiful logo. It was enough for me. If you have a company or a business, I think most of the important things on it is to hang a logo. No? From there, you can start doing everything. And then, yes, in more different part of the world, I have doing some interesting things for many people. Sometimes small work, sometimes huge. One of them is a woman is very very contacted for other person, even from you. I know. I think you know her. Her name is Stephanie. I help her as well with some activities on the creative field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm familiar with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
it's so wonderful how like the ethical AKA and vegan
Mm-hmm.
movement are very, you know, connected to one another. And I think that's also the reason why we were able to connect so quickly and so smoothly and to start working together, is because
Mm-hmm.
we're sharing a very strong narrative in this journey. We're sharing a very
Mm-hmm.
strong red line in terms of where we're going with the Freedom Quest, where we're going as individuals, where we're going with our vision, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I love so much is a lot of people think vegan activism, as I said in the beginning, is all about going on the streets, being part of demonstrations, outreach, etc. But very little people understand that there is a lot of impact to be halved or to be
Mm-hmm.
made when you're using your own skills, when you're using
Sure.
your own skills and talents to inspire veganism into the world. And you did that with a business. You did that with
Mm-hmm.
your design. You did that with your work as an artist and as a multimedia designer. And it makes so much sense to use what you've got and
Mm-hmm.
apply that in some
Mm-hmm.
shape or form to vegan activism.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm also curious about is like, outside of working as a designer for let's say the vegan vision for ethical companies, have you had experiences outside of that with activism?
With activism, as I write in some of our messages, I was able to manage the whole property and the vegan business that was specifically directed to vegan persons. If there was somebody asking to live, to stay on the place, and we had like a formula also to see if the person was able to stay on the place or not, and if not, we just say sorry, but this place is only for vegans. I think this is also activism for many people, because the place this place is in a very touristic area. I think one of the most important place in the internationally, close to Cancun. And if somebody start a business like that, specifically for vegans, I think this is enough activism, because it generates a lot of conversations and questions, and that's the reason maybe I'm more concentrated on this path instead of remember what kind of clients I have. But and it is evident that eating plant-based opens space to another, let's say, dimension. Huh? I say this because of the empathy that is strengthened fiercely towards every living being. Then because this led us to perceive life in a more peaceful and loving way. Just as this transition and the results it generates were presented, I would like to think that during life there are other types of transitions which could help us wake up even more, Are you here?
I was muted for a minute. I was just saying that veganism is also another step towards that, and just a part of that journey. And I remember your partner Miriam, as she was having this interview with us, she was diving a little bit deeper in the work that you were doing over Mexico, right? And that you still are involved in many ways. And for me, it's really, really exciting because like you also came together as a couple that shares this vision and that moves this forward, and you started seeing where you can amplify each other, like who has what skills, and then you started merging them and kind of becoming a duo, not only as an intimate partnership, but also in terms of working, in terms of well, working is a funny word that a lot of people always relate to 9-to-5 jobs. I think for us, working is more working towards the goal or working towards. So one thing that I'm also curious to hear from you is, since you've joined the Vreedom Quest, and since both Miriam and you have joined the Vreedom Quest, like how has that been for you, being part of this team, being part of this journey, being so involved? How has that been for you?
So I like the idea a lot to build like a community, and the way is taking the Vreedom Quest platform, this holistic word is for me very important, is amazing. I think there is a lot of, let's say, future for the development of this platform, and I like to be part of it. This is the reason I started to communicating with you. And I think there is a lot to do, and it's really young. I can see that.
You mean a chunk of work, like a big body of work?
Administrative, also all these connections that are taking part now on the platform is as a part of the work. I think this is guiding us through a very interesting path, and I think it will be amazing, this platform, once it's finished. I don't like to say it finished because I think if one day it will be open for many people.
Well, it is.
Yes, but
So many people
it's
already.
young. What I mean is very young, no? And there's there's still a lot to do. And
Yeah,
you are
yeah. I
telling
mean,
everybody the starting of the platform will be starting 2024. This
yes,
is
that's the
very,
official launch, right?
yes.
Official launch date is January
Mm-hmm,
2024, but we
mm-hmm,
opened the doors for early bird
mm-hmm.
signups already. So everybody who's watching or listening, you can already join now for a monthly
Yeah.
membership fee of only $8.50 instead of $34. And that will stay until the end of 2024 if you sign up today. So everybody who wants that, let me know, comment, sign up, or I want that, and I'll forward the information. Another thing that I'm very curious about, Omar, is when you started developing your business, right? Were there moments where you found yourself working for brands or companies that you didn't align with,
For
out of,
sure.
of survival? And like, did you manage to do a full pivot to working only with ethical based businesses, or what's your experience there? Do you sometimes still work with a non-ethical based business and then you help them transition through, your presence to becoming more ethical? Like, what's your experience with working with businesses that don't fully align with your values?
So, most of the work everybody's doing is been linked with money, and there are situations where everybody who's needs money, and it's primarily is good, or it was good for me to have contact with the person or with the company to see if there was a way to talk about veganism or to open these boundaries a little bit more. And then I was welcomed into the teams for maybe for a short time because my skills are very good on multimedia design. But with the time, the, there are some struggles on the together with the team because one of you is vegan, the other not, and so on. No? And
So you struggled with them, or they struggled with you?
they with me, and for sure I was not very comforted into the team.
Yeah, because yeah, makes sense.
So I decided to finish this conversations. That's already, how do you say this? I don't know the work, and to start another etap, another way.
I mean, that's where freelancing comes in so handy because you are not bound to one contract, right? You're the one who basically generates the contracts with your clients. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a possibility that a lot of vegan activists out there might still realize, that when you're having skills around multimedia design, around copywriting, around social media management, all of these are very valuable skills for the vegan movement and the vegan growth. And to
Yes,
actually step into a place where you say, I'm freelancing for ethical businesses, for vegan businesses, or individuals, and like I'm operating my business value based, and that
mm-hmm.
will attract clients that are value based. And believe
For
it or
sure,
not, more and more companies are becoming value based or purpose based.
for sure. This is the primary reason.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you're designing, right, like in the little introduction text, that is on our website, on our team page, everybody feel free to check it out. It's thefreedomquest.com/team. That's where you can meet all of the other members of our team, including Omar, and watch all of the other interviews that we've done, like this one here, to dive deeper into everybody's story and stuff and everybody's history. So you mentioned one more thing that I kind of want to zoom into with you. You said veganism for you is also something that is connecting you to another dimension. It's a spiritual practice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, for you, animal rights is also a foundational pillar of these choices, right? We have health, environmentalism, animal rights, and then for some, there's also a spiritual point of view. And I know for you there is. So I would love to open a conversation here a little bit, and everybody who's watching or listening, feel free to comment. I think the Facebook comments, by the way, are not getting through for me on StreamYard. So I'll just open Facebook real quick to see if there's any comments happening there. No, but some likes and loves. All right. All right. So like, what is your relationship to veganism and spirituality? Like, did you go vegan for spiritual reasons first, or was it more health reasons, or was it more animal rights reasons? Like, what was the first initiator, and then furthermore, how did that develop?
I think I was, since I'm a little boy, I'm vegetarian, you know, as I say before, it was really easy also to change my dietary requirements to a vegan, because even in the 90s was the more was this let me see this word very short. This stage when I was more concentrated into my, maybe was the change in between my teenager and being adult, and this was for me the most special time when I started to combine this spirituality with more awareness to the world or to the life of the animals and the humans. And I was asking me why they are everybody aggressive, and what can I do to be more, to bring more love into the people, into the with the people around me. And as I said before, and
so spirituality.
in November 2004, they managed to combine some media.
So
you know,
spirituality was like the first kind of interest because you grew up as a vegetarian already, and then like this connection of you towards nature, you towards, so also personal development was playing a role in it, right?
For sure. And I don't know, I was always doing art and painting and doing also artwork for adult. No? The music was even very connected with special atmospheres. And yeah, that makes me really to feel this spirituality in my person, and to connect with another vegan projects like the Vreedom Quest, and my own business, which I started in 2008, is getting well. But I have more visions, and I want to share these visions with you, for example, and with the team, which I find is really, really powerful. Team and the person who are inside
I agree.
Vreedom Quest are really, really nice, very kind persons.
Yeah,
I don't know. I consider me for myself since very long spiritual, vegan, or plant-based man. I don't know what to call this.
Well, for you,
veganism was always in my blood, you know.
Yeah.
Or inside of me.
Yeah.
And connecting with other persons with me, for example, because we are since more than 20 years together and observing these situations when we are going to eat, and then she wants to take maybe a piece of cheese, and I was thinking, but wait, there's another possibilities to stay healthy, to bring more impact for our health. And that was for me the most difficult step or stage, to only stay spiritual and vegan and saying, okay, this is like another dimension.
So when Miriam and you met, you were vegetarian and she was omnivore, or she
Yes,
ate, or also
yes,
vegetarian.
yes, right. That's the correct explanation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And through you getting together, you both being on your individual processes and journeys, but you were a vegetarian already and leaning towards veganism, transitioning. So she became
This
influenced and inspired through that.
Yes, this talk I had this talk since a very since I was a kid. I was asking me always, "Hey, what why we need to eat this part of an animal, or what we need to egg, why we need to eat eggs, or it doesn't make sense to talk about because there are
Oh, it's
maybe
okay.
many vegans behind the screens, and
Yeah, but it was natural for you. And for me, it's interesting to see like the dynamics. If you meet somebody, and that I know that's something that a lot of vegans have. They meet somebody and they start a relationship or a friendship, and then they struggle because the other person is not vegan. But on the other hand, it's always a beautiful possibility to bring them
yes.
closer to it simply by you sharing your mindset and, being with them and sharing what, like, I just had this wonderful experience the last couple of days since I have arrived
Hmm.
in Finland for a little while, and I'm connecting with a wonderful human being who isn't vegan yet, but really understands the points of views now better through hearing it from me. And so yesterday we had this conversation and we went through like some places in the city, and he showed me some restaurants, and we went to this vegan burger place. They almost closed. They just closed, so we couldn't eat there. So we went to another place where there was like vegan and non-vegan pizza, but they had a lot of vegan options. And he took the vegan one as well. And then kind of he asked me a little bit, and I was just able to explain to him like what I know, partially the facts, but also mainly like my personal point of view on it. And he was like, that makes so much sense. So I think if somebody is a little bit intelligent, A, B, tuned in to a spiritual path, C, understands empathy and feels empathy, hanging out with a vegan or somebody who is transitioning towards it as you were back then, or just understands those values, is a blessing for all involved, for the animals, for ourselves, and for them as well. So I think
Yes.
this is a beautiful reminder for us to not push people away because they're not vegan yet, but to actually see them as transitioning vegans, because veganism is just it's empathy, it's love, it's kindness, and that most people want to live that. All
Hmm.
people is not,
Hmm.
right?
And returning to the start of this conversation, like a few minutes ago, I think if we humans are connected, trying to be more connected with ourselves, it is possible to distinguish if you are looking for a couple or if you are a lone person. Um, it's not too hard to distinguish if the other person has this like kind of blood to trying to convince in the future if the person is not vegan, or if he's vegan, it's great, no? But if not, it's possible to distinguish the person, if there is a way to convince this person and to open your heart a little bit more. So let's say, okay, I'm going to love this person as it is. Maybe in the future, she or her will change the opinion. and we can be everybody vegans. No?
Yeah, I love that.
Hmm.
I love that. Well, I just want to ask you one more question, which is like your message as a multimedia designer working
Hmm.
for vegan companies, working with us for the Freedom Quest, for the bigger vision. Um, if somebody out there is listening who has skills like you do, and they want to get started with working for ethical businesses compared to non-ethical businesses or non-vegan businesses, what would your advice for them be if somebody's sitting out there right now and they're like, I kind of want to start freelancing? Like, what would your point of advice be for somebody who's just at the beginning of growing their own freelance design, copywriting, artistry business for ethical and vegan companies?
Yeah, likewise, I consider it necessary to emphasize something that um, we of this group or the person could raise awareness about, and is consumption in general. Um, it is essential to buy our products and support services that we contract in the foreground where the members of the companies and the products are vegan. Prioritizing organic consumption is paramount, you know. And since in this way we will be promoting the harvest of clean and living food. Um, uh, and I think this is the most foreground, the ground to starting a business and to still connected with other persons and open the vegan business a little bit more.
So networking would be your advice. Like get yourself into the network. Because I know from personal experience, a lot of designers are like, oh, I like to stay behind the screen. I don't like to be seen. But I don't think we have to be seen, but we just have to connect with people on a human level via the vegan vision, via the ethical values, and then start introducing ourselves to each other, right? Instead of being like, I'm a freelancer now, I'm gonna, get jobs from a big business by having a website.
It's like a setting. It's just a setting, and if you have a setting, this setting of the person, it's easier. You're going to eat plant based or not. That's
Yeah.
it. No? And if you're going to eat plant based, then your business is your business, and your business will have a very amazing future, and you will bring for sure a lot of love for the environment and for the people, for the animals. I think only
So
these
what
two
would be
ways.
the point for somebody to start who's sitting out there now who's like, I'm a designer, I have design skills, or I'm an artist? Where do they go? Do they go on what was your best experience? Do they go on LinkedIn? Do they go on Facebook? Like what's your
Okay,
best
that's fun.
experience with where do they get work for vegan businesses?
Also, I would recommend to at first connecting personally with other people, and the second place, for sure, the networks and internet. Um, Today, this platform, LinkedIn, is really expanded into the veganism. This is what I am seeing, and yeah, if you are an artist, there is a huge of possibilities and the platforms. I am using the Behance platform since many years.
Behance. Yes.
Behance only to expose my work, but I cannot say I'm only connected with the vegan persons and so on. It's
But you cross use it, right? So you have Behance and you have LinkedIn. So if somebody wants to check your work out more, you send them to your Behance, correct?
yes, there are artworks, and LinkedIn is more for professionals. I don't know. This is another kind of network. but to still connect with other vegans, I think is very advanced now.
I think so too. I'm not sure if we met on Facebook or LinkedIn, but like one of these platforms brought us together.
Yes,
And
I think it was LinkedIn.
yeah, right. And I don't even think it was through being like, I'm looking for work or I'm looking for this. It was more like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. This is where we can meet. And this is how this connection has developed as I remember it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Very
anyway,
nice.
Omar, that was lovely to get some insights. And thank you for the last tip at the end. I hope it will be very helpful for some of our vegan designers and artists out there. There's Behance as a platform for your portfolio. I remember there was another one. Pinterest can be used as both a social media and a platform.
Tumblr as well.
Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is
Yeah,
it.
so those are platforms to check out if you're a designer, if you're an artist, and you might want to use them because they have social media integrated. So they have like a sharing function and a platform function. And yeah, that feels complete for today. Any last message from you to our dear vegan friends and followers, Omar?
Okay, yes. I want to make so like a small sentence. Please remember, feeding your domestic animal with products made from plants is very important for the reinforcement of the possible ethics that the group could generate.
Love that. Thank you. So feeding your domestic animals, expanding veganism outside of your own plate, and furthermore into your everyday life, including what you feed your own pets, if you want to call them pets, or animals that you care and nurture for. Love that. Thank you.
I would say domestic animals, but
domestic animals. Yeah,
many people they call them my pet.
My pet. I like domestic animals. That makes sense. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Omar, and thank you everybody else for watching as well. This has been the team introduction series again for meeting the Vreedom team. Grateful that you tuned in and that you hung out with us. If you want to know more about the Vreedom Quest, we're having our website online, thevreedomquest.com. Go ahead and check it out. I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like. So this is the section of our website with our free webinars. I mentioned them throughout this live stream. We're having a free series of webinars available for you almost every weekend. So 3 to 4 times a month, we're hosting a free webinar that is designed to help you grow, heal, and thrive as the vegan change maker and into a change maker if you don't consider yourself one yet, right? So you can sign up via our website, thevreedomquest.com/free webinars. I also linked it in the description of this video. Go ahead and do that so you can stay updated and invited to our free webinar series. This weekend, we're having a webinar on storytelling. It's called Saving Animals Through Storytelling, which I'll be hosting. It's going to be really insightful and exciting to learn how to use storytelling as a tool to, integrate into your activism and advocacy. And further down the road, we're going to have more webinars on public speaking, on using blogging, using social media, everything that basically can help you amplify your vegan impact we have on our website. If you want to really become a part of the Vreedom family, you're of course warmly invited to go over to the courses section or the home section of our website. Let me show you what this looks like. So if you go to the courses section and you scroll down, you have a little introduction text. And it says I mentioned it before, we are currently having an early bird discount on our platform signups. So instead of $34 a month, you can sign up to our platform for only $8.50 a month, and that until the end of 2024. Now, what we're offering inside of the platform is we're having a series of courses designed to help you amplify your vegan influence in the world. 2 of those courses are already available for our early bird signups, the mental and emotional well-being one, and the art of conscious relating course. The other courses will be launched by January 2024 and will be available for you as a member of the platform. So to make some examples, we're having Handling Non-Vegans' Objections by Carol Dillon, Energetic Empowerment, Ethical Brand Marketing is going to be a course, Inspire as a Vegan Public Speaker. We're having a course on teaching and educating, as well as one on storytelling and one on blogging. So those are going to be the in-depth courses that are only available for you as a member of our platform. And the webinars that I mentioned before, they are completely for free. So you can join them by signing up to our email list via the website. So I want to thank you once more for tuning in today. Sending love. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions. If you want to connect with Omar, I've left you with the link to his LinkedIn profile, so send him a message. I know he's very responsive. And I'm sending you all love. Have a great day.